Hello everybody, welcome to Train Sim World 2. I was reflecting, I probably need a new, intro, not the pre-roll thing, but a new hello, because this is probably getting a bit old and tired, and you're probably all annoyed by it. Anyway, let's crack on. Today we are at Liverpool Lime Street, and I know there's a plethora of things wrong with this, but I don't care. So this is what we're doing. We are driving this class 508. Obviously, I mean you can really tell what train this is from those numbers there. Obviously, this is set a little bit earlier. So this is probably just immediately after privatization. So probably everything's a little bit run down, but you know. So got one 508. Going off there, we got another 6-car 508 in the platforms here, and we're going to be just driving this train to Ditton Junction, I think it was, which is a fair distance, but we should be alright. There are a couple of other movements hanging around today, so without further ado, let's get moving. The headlights are already set. We'll get AWS and DSD on, even though they're not implemented, because this is a route that's set way older. We'll get our lights on and door open. We don't think anything else needs to happen. We'll set our lights just so that the passengers get something to see. And obviously the interior is still the same old Southern 313. I do like how it has the dynamic destination boards for these trains. That is very cool. Yeah, this is just an overall fantastic livery. I really do like it. It just looks so beautiful, so simple and elegant. And I could alter it and remove these Merseyrail stickers and completely pirate it and use it as the main channel train. But anyway, we are going to proceed. Shouldn't be any conflicting things to play with today, so it should be a pretty smooth run all the way through. Obviously there's that train. He's only running up to Edge Hill. He should be on another line as well. Yeah, you can see he is. Yeah, he's just going to pull up to there. I'll just check we're not speeding. We are. Bring the speed back. Thank you. Yeah, there's nothing in the sidings because you can't really throw too much around there. But if we come over here to Ditton Junction, we can see that one of our trains has already left. And where did you come up from? It was... Where was it? Yeah, here we go. There's a Class 150 round and about as well. So there's lots of things coming and going. It should be a interesting run, in a modern train on this old route. I think it'll be good. So I hope you enjoy. We've got a beautiful livery, a nice train, a well-modelled train. So yeah, and we could try and catch up to that train ahead. I mean, we're going to see it at Edge Hill anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And wow, loading this cutting in those yards really kills the frames. But I mean, you can imagine how hard it is to drive the steam train up here, and yet we are just going to throw it into Wakefield and get not even a bit of wheel slip. Okay, just going to, there you go, there's the wheel slip. You're just going to throw it right up. We're already at that 30, which yeah, I think is pretty cool. This thing will just, it's because the advantage of distributed traction, isn't it? It's just so cool. Also, I've been reflecting, because I do actually have some income management for the revenue that I generate from this channel, and I've been considering possibly dropping my main allowance, which I use to buy new routes and trains for this game, and so that's currently at 80% of total revenue before tax, and I don't think I'm allowed to tell you how much that is in terms of an actual solid number, but that's 80%, which is enough to pay for the routes. And then I have 10% set aside for other projects that, so if I want to get railroads online at some point, there's 10% going towards that. Then I've also got 10% towards, well, I call it staffing, but it's really just bribing a friend to make thumbnails for me. If you know, you know. So I was considering reducing the primary allowance back from 80% to 70%, and introducing a third allowance, which would be like money that I donate to a charity of some sort. I already donate a bit of money to charity, you know, like tab for records and whatever, but that kind of feels a bit free. Yeah, I just thought I'd give you the update because I feel like, you know, you're indirectly funding this channel, so I personally think that you should be in the know as to where the money's going. And yeah, so yeah, for every ad that you watch, about 1 single cent of that will be going to charity. Australian, that is. So here we are, got these lovely semaphores up here, and we read these semaphores. The highest semaphore is the mainline, so this is our mainline signal, and we've got a clear and then caution, so we're saying that the signal after next should be at danger. However, we have a caution for the diverging route on the right, the first diverging route, and that's saying clear. So we should see that we go forward on the main line and then diverge, and then we got a clear on that route as well. Yeah, it sort of does help to know how to read these things. We've got all of these mechanical points here. British Rail North, I presume that's what the N stands for. And you're over here, you're now not in service, because that's what I told you to do. And let's get ready to pack up and leave. I do like these upper quadrant semaphores, but I have to say I do prefer the lower quadrant ones. And I know there are many advantages to an upper quadrant semaphore, but the lowest quadrant ones just look cool. Okay. So let's see if I was correct. I should be. No, that's not it. Also, there's been a huge update for Great Western, and some, like a fairly large update for Northern Transpennine. So if you want me to do some stuff on there, you know, all of the trains for those routes now have rail driver compatibility, and there's PISs at platforms and whatever else. So if you want me to do a some runs on those routes, like a HST run with the rail driver, I suspect that'll be pretty fun. I'd be more than willing to do that. So if you would like, make sure you leave in the comment. And also, if you want to see me do more Australian route suggestions, also let me know, because that was really fun making the last one. And I have many more ideas, even though I put a lot of effort into that, because I think that's the best idea. I have many other ideas I could definitely do. So yeah, that's where the channel stands at the moment. And those were the channel updates, basically. Short-term video ideas, where the money's going, potential changes to that, and yeah. We'll pull our power back here. Forgot how quickly the brakes release. Bit too used to driving the steam trains, where it takes like half an hour to release the brakes. Okay, we're back up to 40 mile an hour. We get a bit of power, as long as we can hit the platform at below 30. We'll launch her into step 2 brakes. And step 3. And I believe these trains have auto wheel slide protection as well, so that will come in our aid. You can see we've got a home signal set over there for the up fast, or is that down fast? Is up away from London or towards Liverpool? Who knows? You can very easily look it up. Yeah. I know they're the fast lines because they're using rudimentary track clips. Still not continuous track. It's still welded, and you can see there's the join there. That's really cool. But as over here, you can see there's, you still got track clips and wooden bars holding the tracks on. So yeah, they're not quite as reliable as you could probably expect. Subject to rotting and all of that horrible stuff that happens to wood. Anyway, let's get moving. Let's get a little update on where our friends are. So we got the other 508. He's on the. I'm going to call it the up. Up is the direction towards Liverpool. He's on the up fast, and the 150 is behind it, also on the up fast. I presume that's going to be pretty hectic for the 150. I'm going to wait at all these signals of danger. Anyway, not my problem. So the line speed along here is 50 mile an hour, so not too slow, and we should be able to hit those speeds pretty easily in this train. Because whilst it has a top speed of 75 mile an hour, it can get up to that pretty quick, because it's one of the original generations of trains, so it has weak field generators. As I was reading, the actual electrical controls, they're based on like the circuitry, so whilst more modern controls can just directly control how much power goes to the motors, these use like all different types of electrical circuit based on what notch it is. So notch 1 is shunt, which interestingly does not mean shunt as in like a shunting movement on the railway. It's a type of resistor that basically diverts most of the power off into heat. So it's just a really strong resistor basically. So most of the electrical power gets wasted as heat, and not much of it goes into the motors, which is why you accelerate slower in shunt. And then series puts all of the motors into series, so they have to share all the power in that. If you've done electrics, notch 3 throws the motors into parallel, so they all get given the same amount of power. So there's a considerable, depending on how long the consist is. This is only a 3-car consist, so it doesn't make too much difference. But if it's a 5-car solid train, it'd make a bit more difference. So notch 3 throws them into parallel, so you get a big speed boost there. So we're running in series at the moment. And then notch 4 turns them into weak field. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that, because there is almost no documentation on anywhere. You search for weak field, it says, "Did you mean Wakefield?" Who knows. Anyway, yeah, these trains use camshaft control, I believe. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. I could talk for like years and years on types of control. Camshaft is pretty cool though. It's like you've got a rotating bar underneath the coach that like has different. It's like a there's like wind up jack, or not jack in the box, but like those wind up songs where it's got like little bumps on a coil, and then that hits the tune springs and it plays the note. A music box, that's what I'm thinking of. Music boxes. It's similar to that, but instead of hitting a spring that plays a note, it hits a switch that allows more power to go to the motors, and that's called the tap changer, which is controlled by the camshaft, which I think is really cool. And then there's GTO chopper thyristors, which are really rare, but we have them in Sydney, which is cool. And chopper thyristors, they're basically just a really crude way of converting DC power into it's a crude way of throttling DC to DC power. So you've got DC motors. I think this is what it is. If you have DC motors and DC power supply, you can just use a GTO chopper motor. GTO standing for gate turn off. Might not be. It might just be a chopper motor, but I'll call it a chopper in case it's not a GTO. But yeah, that's a pretty crude way of converting DC into DC, which is inefficient. It's more efficient to have DC to AC using converters. Are you having to stop at the end of the platform? No. Are you? Oh, you are. Haha. You don't look like you're going to stop before that. I'm not going to lie. And you didn't. Is the platform start at over here? Why have you stopped there? Oh, maybe the signal... Maybe that's for this line. Oh, who knows? Pretty sure it's for this one, but yeah, maybe it's... Right, you stopped to pick up passengers, because this is... Where is this? West Allerton or something? Mossley Hill, but yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, more modern trains have like AC to AC or DC to AC, and they use like more advanced circuitry and insulated gate bipolar turn-offs. I think they're called IGBTs, not LGBTs. Although I get that confused a lot. It's IGBTs. Not that you can call them LGBT anymore. It's LGBTQIA+. That's a whole nother issue, and I won't get into that because there's demonetization, hate speech, and I really don't want to deal with that. Not that my views are negative on it. I think it's a great thing, especially Pride Month. Well, Pride Month I think is a bit stupid because it's like you leave Pride Month, then it's what we go back to hating. No, there shouldn't really be a need for Pride Month in an ideal world, because, you know, you should expect that level of respect from everyone. And it doesn't really work, because you look at, like, multinational corporations and their social media accounts. So, like, I don't know, ABC, like ABC America, the news channel, and you look at their Middle Eastern branch on social media, and their media profile picture isn't decorated with a pride flag. I wonder why that is. Could it be because Middle Eastern countries are very, very adherent Muslims and do not support homosexuality in any way? Yes. Does that mean that these channels are voluntarily supporting these governments in their homophobic thoughts? Yes. But yeah. I'm going to stop talking about that now, because someone will probably interpret what I've said as highly offensive. Which I don't mean for it to be, but, you know, can't say anything without pissing someone off these days. That probably pissed someone off as well. Anyway, so yeah, how did I get from traction motors to highly contentious political discussions? Anyway. Oh, those track joints are killing me. Oh. Make it stop! Okay, now arriving at West Allerton. No, just normal Allerton, not West Allerton. Doesn't deserve to be special. And then we got Hale Bank and Ditton Junction. Platform 4. So that is Hale Bank, way over here, and then Ditton Junction over here. So, yeah, please do let me know what you want to see more of, and I will endeavour to make that type of content. Right. Step 1 brakes. Step 2 brakes. Just as we approach on the platform, we'll throw her into step 3. Then we get the EP brakes kicking in, and they are a real kick of power where it really is needed. Then we'll release the brakes just for a bit of a smoother braking experience. And then whoa, that's a nice suit there. You heard of an ironing board? And probably not in the like 1950s. No, 1950s. Surely ironing was a thing back then. And Yeah. And Dovetail say they're not trying to make political statements. Just saying that a situation like this probably wouldn't occur in the 1950s. Just saying. That's all I'm going to put out there. I'm not going to draw any conclusions from that. I'm going to let you do the thinking. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's alright. Don't stress. Well, that's the light. Oh, I didn't want to do that. My light's back on? Yes. Good. What was that button? Instrument dimmer. No. Lighting trip. Yeah, alright. Don't want to play with that one then. Anyway, let's get moving. I'll throw her straight into weak field. Is the frame rate still only 54, 55 frames? I mean, we're like right next to this huge yard. It does actually make sense. I'll grab some more screenshots whilst it's really nice. I mean, this is just an absolutely amazing livery. I love it. See those semaphores drop? Very nice. And I love the way the bogies swivel around. That is so cool. Love it. Let's get some of that hunting oscillation going. So cool. Yeah, I could literally just sit here and watch all of this happen and I would be satisfied in life. Oh, just look at those, look at how natural and cool that looks. Get a bit of power going. Just up this hill here, throw into parallel. Yeah, that'll do the trick. That is so cool. If anyone wants to argue with me, comments. And I will fight you. I will. I just think it's so cool. Okay, yeah, we knocked back in the cab. It does feel so real. This is an abandoned station. Do like the old abandoned station. I should be going to the UK at the sort of end of the year. Well, who knows what'll happen before then. Hopefully nothing. But let's not do that. Oh dear. Okay. Oh well. If I isolate TBWS, is that going to show up? Oh. Yes, no. Get a bit more speed up. There we go. I do love the traction motors up here. The way it wobbles around, it does feel so real. Past the distant there, that's all clear, all good. We got our outer home coming up. Okay, right. Accept signal should be at clear. Should be indicating a proceed aspect. Must use the official terminology. That's something that I do enjoy doing, is just talking in extreme rail jargon in front of people and just seeing the expressions on their face. Because they have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. It's funny. There goes the semaphore. Oh, why do we have an end of train device underneath the train? Surprised I haven't noticed that yet. That's a... What is that doing? Oh, who knows? I'm gonna try and grab at least one photo with the thing on. Should be fine. Alright. Got Halebank Station coming up. It looks like we're next to a lovely, lovely factory or a power station of some sort. Probably a factory, that is. Looks more like a factory. Who doesn't love a good bit of smoke in the morning? Good bit of lung cancer, you know. If there's not enough of that at the moment. We need emergency here, because we're not going to stop in time. This is a wildly shorter platform. Stop, 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 stop. We're fine. Literally all chill. And there's this lovely underpass which goes not to street level. Because why would you want to go to street level? How do you leave the station? There is actually no way to leave this station. I presume it'd connect to the road here. That underpass. Maybe not, maybe it'd just pop out here. I mean, at the moment there's literally no way to leave. Oh yeah, out there. Okay, so it's just blocked off. It's not closed. So I presume that'd pop out there. Oh. I mean, as if anybody's actually going to spend time exploring this simulated station in the middle of absolute bumfuck nowhere in northeast England, northwest England. Like, literally, who cares? I reckon a retro Merseyrail route would be quite cool, because this livery is just the part. We could do some hudless driving. Why not? 40 mile an hour there. This would be actually quite a nice experience to do some cabless driving, because the speed limit. The speed limit. No, the speed limit doesn't change. Okay. Let's bring the speed up to 50, please. Mum, do the thing. Work. Drive. Come on. Drive faster. Actually, let's not drive that fast. Are we speeding? No. Just. Ticka. 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 Okay, and we'll go some brakes now. Go some heavy braking, because there is probably going to be an adverse signal at the end of this station. And I don't want to, like, overrun. So we're going to go some cautious driving. Those are some high semaphores. They even turned on? No, they're being replaced by the colours. Okay. And we will pop open the doors. Got all these high gantries. Oh! Lower quadrant semaphores. Sick. Sick. See, they're so much more elegant and nice than these. These are just a straight line with two little lights. These are proper. You got the lights on the other side of the rotation point, whereas this rotation point at the top is. C'est back. But yeah, the colour lights are cool, I guess. And then yeah, these you still got the old lamps up here and some of the framing and stuff, but yeah, for the most part everything's gone. Okay. Oh, I don't really want to look up there. Thank you. Let's lock the doors. We'll get the headlights off there. So, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!